Robbins has had surgery to make his voice better once before, and came back. Oh, already Robo? Wow, that was fast. Autobots, roll out!
All right, how about this? Better? Much better, thanks. Okay, God, fuck you. Much better. I don't want to say it, but why the fuck haven't you been using that mic instead? Jeez, thanks. No, you're just being extra nice. See, this is what happens when you're just extra nice. Everyone misinterprets it and takes it the wrong way. You give a mile, you give an inch, and they take a mile. You just wanted to say that it's much better. Thanks. And it came out as much better. Thanks. So many different ways you can read these things. Good morning, Ramon. Everybody. JR. Chowder, nice to see you. Chowder, how you haven't been in here for a while? So you're back? Or how did that work out? Where were you? All right, and live over here. All right. Yeah, I've been traveling overseas. Okay, very good. Nice to have you back. Okay, let's talk about the market. We got exactly 10 minutes until the market opens. So consumer spending. So, you might wonder, why the hell is the market tanking on the consumer spending information? The consumer spending information was really hot, a lot hotter than expected. And so the worry is that the Fed is going to have to curb that spending more, because that's basically the Fed's main primary job. And that is the metric they want to see coming down, is consumer spending. And we just had the hottest consumer spending number since 1980 in 42 years. So, yeah, it's not working. And so now the worry is that instead of what they've said would be the anticipated next rate hike of 75 basis points, there's now the percentage differences between the probabilities on those, that it might be 100 basis points. Could went from perhaps 10% probability to now maybe a 30% probability. So it's really a little bit more, a concern is a little bit more of a concern. And so now today, that probably puts an end to whatever rally we had going on. And from here, we may be correcting or pulling back for the day or for a week. But, it's I think not entirely not baked in to the current prices on the market. According to what we were talking about last night about front running, most entirely the negativity and the negative possibilities are all baked into the market, at least into the low that it made a month and a half ago. So we might pull back, we might correct, but in general, I think that for until the next Fed meeting, which is about a month away, I have to double check on that. It might be 2 months away, but I believe it's a month away. Might be bought up. So any kind of pullback and any kind of correction from here may be seen by smart money that's front running and thinking 8 months ahead, 6 months ahead, as a beautiful second chance to get in lower. So even negatives right now will be seen as a positive. So there is a possibility that there's going to be good support on this pullback if that's what it creates over the next week or two. And that even today, we might see a lot of that, show up in the indexes. And yet what's really happening is that some stocks are going to be bought on the dip, essentially. And that's going to feed into the indexes, and it's going to create chop and resistance and support. But really what's going on is other stocks are free falling on the corrective worries, and others are being bought up. So that's what's happening on the micro level. At the bacterial level, I don't know, the bacterial level might be a little too zoomed up. All right, so anyway, we've got 6 minutes until the market opens, and that's kind of the sentiment out there now, is worry about a stronger probability of a larger Fed reaction coming soon. Okay, now oil has popped to $100 a barrel from closing at about 97 yesterday. You've probably noticed the gas has come down quite a bit at the pumps. I don't know, I think it amounted to about 15% gasoline. But it is on a bit of an uptick the last few days. Let's take a look at crude. Yeah, it's like it's found its bottom. So we'll see where it goes from here. If it were to get any higher than $105 a barrel, it would be a little bit concerning. It would signal, in some respects, bottom reversal. If we can even get over $101 a barrel, that could heat things up a little bit. So be watching energy market, be watching oil today and next week, because it might be signaling a rally in prices and an appreciation in prices. Okay, and then gold, yesterday it hit a high of 1785, and we're back down to about 1775 this morning. Looking at that on the chart as well, if we have a minute to do so. Yeah, gold has strongly come off of a bottom of 1680 to hit 1780 yesterday. We'll have to see how that goes. Right now it's not showing in particular any institutional movement, but it is in a downtrend, by the way, which has broken, and you could almost say that now is one of the best prices to short it at. However, that's not a sure thing, so that the short trade is on. But if that is your bias and you wanted to get some cost average in, the resistance level is pretty much 1785, which is exactly where it topped out yesterday. In pre-market, rather. That happened around midnight. All right, we got 3.5 minutes until the market opens. Rates yesterday climbed from a low of 2.65 and are opening this morning at 2.7. 10-year rates, 2.7. And it's putting in this kind of head and shoulder pattern that we might have 1 or 2 months left to create. And it might put some pressure on growth markets in the incoming month. So August, and by the way, historically August is a pullback month, and July is typically one of the better months of the year historically. And July is almost over, and we're coming into August, and that prophecy is already happening. It's already coming true. So this morning and throughout the day on the market and next week, be looking for red days on the market. Be prepared for red days. Control your positions with that weather forecast on the market. All right, we're looking also at GETY, GETY, TBLT, and AYLA, AYLA, as best prospects here for small cap momentum market movers. And right now, they're all sort of not doing, not making a move. And they're consolidating around different levels. Also, we have a Roku short trade that might work out today quite well because the market forces are in that direction, short. And the idea there would be to grab some if it gets into the 66.5 area, to cut loose if it gets to 67.5. So you go short at 66.5. Cut loose at 67.5 if that happens, and go long. You can flip at 67.5, and then add on for the breakdown at 62.5. So write that shit down if you need to. 66.5, enter short. 67.5, stop loss or flip long. 62.5, double down. That is the short trade that Chris would normally alert on that one. So if you like Chris's plays, that's his favorite little play. And there you go. That's what he'll want to do. Roku was at 85 yesterday, had a bad earnings release, and as you can see, it's at 60, 65, 66 right now. Okay, the market's going to open in 10 seconds, and Roku is rallying up to 66.2 right now. I think I'll take that play. All right, the market is open. And the market is rallying a little bit on the open. And Roku's at 65.5. Did it get to 66.5? I wasn't watching. TBLT's pushing a little bit. Yeah, but let's wait for it to confirm at 740 because it's got some pretty sketchy volatility there in that consolidation area. Okay, it did hit 66.50, so the short is on Roku. Roku. Does anybody know what movie reference I'm making there? That would be funny if somebody actually figured that out. You have to be a real cinemaphile to catch that one. All right, Teva is putting in some action. Teva, be watching that. Yep. We are now just about to break yesterday's high on Teva. That would be an entry on Teva. Yep, and there it is. Break yesterday's high on Teva, Teva. And that could send it. That could bring some momentum to it. Water. All right, the market is now turning downward to test lows, especially the growth market. So the Qs. If you were going to trade an index short today, it looks like the Qs are having a stronger reaction to the worry and concerns about the Fed rate hike on the increased consumer spending. And Amazon has opened and is pulling back, so that makes sense. Even with the good news on Amazon, the full market sentiment is down, corrective. And so you got to think of that as like, okay, Amazon was like the people packing their car to go for out on the lake, do some camping. But what they forgot to take into account is the terrible weather. A storm is coming in. So that rains on Amazon's parade. But so now can you see how that now makes Amazon, however, a great opportunity for a dip buy? Well, in swing trading terms, you might want to wait a few days for that moment. You might want to wait for green over red or a higher high to occur on the daily candles in order to create that entry for you. That gets you a more optimum entry in swing trading. Yeah, all markets the same. Industrials. Oh, Rebecca says GovX is pushing again. And what was the other one? You guys, do you remember the name of this? There's another one. In the space. Was that, maybe that is GETY? Is that GETY? All right, GovX is going from 2.15 pre-market to 2.4. GovX seems to be where the momentum is. And what about HKD? Is that monkeypox related? Like, what the hell was going on there? And how come we're not watching HKD? Like, how the hell do we keep letting this slip away from us? TNSP, says Randy. No volume. I think we're okay with that on HKD. HKD went from 156 to 180 at the open here. 15 points up. So there's definitely momentum and action going on HKD. Meanwhile, those other ones are not doing anything. So good catches, guys. It looks like Teva, GovX, and HKD are hot right now. And TNSP, I don't know. I'm still looking at it. Oh, I see. Randy, TNSP, that's the one. Nah, but I'm thinking if there was a different one. It might have been. What is GETY's deal? All right. I almost said monkeypox. HKD is at 181. Hit 181. It's at 170, 180 right now. Wow, that TNSP just won't come up. Just forget it. Meanwhile, Roku now hitting the double down point, 63. It's getting really close to 62.5. Oh, it just hit 62. What did we hit there? 63. $63.16 or so. Anybody else trading the Roku trade with me? You guys, should I keep play-by-playing on that? Nobody? Nope, just me. I'm the only one who got leeches. Hey, nobody got the movie reference? Roku. Anyway, it was Total Recall. You losers. I'm the biggest loser. Because they left me here. They buried me and left me here. The references are really coming rapid fire now. I'm glad I'm entertaining you, Ben. GovX holding pretty strong, now at 2.4. Roku found support at 62.9. But that's why, the trigger ignition point is actually 62.6, by the way. Let me get a idea sense for, yeah, it's probably going to try and test yesterday's pre-market low of 60.6. But, oh, here we go. Oop, all right, Roku's starting to do it. Almost to that double down point of 62.5. Right now it's at 63, 62.9, 62. Here it comes. And 62.6. There's 62, and there it is, 62.5, the double down point. All right. And now the presumption is it's going to go test 60.6. And the other one, by the way, was the Life Aquatic, by the way. I'm the only one that got leeches? I'm the only one?
Alert.
Yes, Life Aquatic, an excellent movie, yes. All right, the market is bouncing off of a bottom a bit, put in a bottom, and is now testing the open, the high of the day. Meanwhile, Roku not being positively affected by that, so showing a lot of relative weakness. Everybody's running for the hills on Roku. Oh, okay, there it is. All right. All right, the market being bought up strongly this morning. I'll bet a lot of that's coming from Amazon. Let's go take a look. Yeah, look at that rally off of the bottom from Amazon. And how about Apple? Same with Apple. But the others, yeah, not as much. So it's coming from Amazon and even more assuredly, Apple. So Apple bringing us up off the bottom of the market there. And now what's going on with PGY? Okay, if PGY were to get over 20, that would be a break over yesterday's high. 21, rather. Hold on, let me check on that because I put in an order for 20. Oh, I think I may have put that order in wrong. Yes, I did. Okay. $21.01 is the stop entry on PGY. All right, from sector to sector view, let's see what's strong and what's weak. Industrials showing strength. Base materials, not as much. Energy showing strength. Consumer staples, not as much. And that might be because of the Procter & Gamble miss. Procter & Gamble, PG, had a negative reaction to its earnings release. So consumer staples, not doing great this morning. Financials doing very good this morning. Utilities doing good. Healthcare, not so good. Communications, not so good. Discretionary, better. And then tech, growth, good. So the goods were financials, industrials, utilities, and tech. And then the other ones are not doing good. So we're getting a mixed day, what you would call rotation. Okay, HKD, let's see. Yeah, HKD is now at 188. So there's definitely a trade going on there on HKD. Hit 191, says Rebecca. All right. Gosh, what's it going to do when it breaks 200? Go to 400? 600? What's the deal there? The market cap right now is 23 billion. And what the fuck does this company do? It was at 20. 192 divided by 20, 10. So it's currently 10 times valued over its sort of $20 valuation. So it was worth 2.4 billion. Right now it's trading at 24 billion. No, AMTD digital, HKD. Or maybe you asked me to take a look at AMD. Anyway, HKD. Boy, you guys get on that. It is now hitting 199. Whoa, it's popping over 200 now. You got to put on about $50 of risk. Is this puppy going to 400, 600 today? What is up? TBLT, momentum mover, is pushing. This positive move on the market is really helping the momentum plays now. Oh, that reminds me, I need to cut. Where is it? Did I already cut it? No. I need to cut a vertical, put on the cues. Okay, well, that's in, and then over here. HKD is now halted at 208. Is that true, guys? Hello, reanimated mind. Kind of looks like bull traps before red day. Yeah, could be. It could be. Who was that negative Nancy Bulltraps talking? That's Reanimated Mind over on YouTube. Ain't no traps. That's funny. All right, well, while HKD is in the halt, let's take a look at ROKU's trading on the intraday. All right, it put in a low of 62. And is trudging around in that area. An IPO from yesterday is getting hot. MAIA. Let's see. In class last night, we discussed how we may be at the beginnings of a bull market over the last 6 weeks. Yeah, I see MAIA. Still a little low on volume, but it's happening. Was at about 440. Is now hit 5.2. It's an interesting and fun market day today. So now the market has continued its rally and not put in that gap open, push up, red breakdown topping candle that we talked about last night in class. But it still can. If the market at this point breaks the low of the day, yeah, that'd be very bad. But it looks like I said, the front running is going on in the market. And everybody wants to dip buy or get these great prices on these dips. So that the amount of concern and worry about the Fed hitting an unexpected stronger rate hike coming up apparently is being discounted as well. Got a pretty nice breakout going on UPS. I already alerted that a couple days ago. But this could be a second entry. So you can consider that an add-on or what you will. GovX coming up to the high of the day. 244 would be the breakout on GovX. HKD has opened at 254. HKD. Wow, guys. This HKD is a DWAC moment. We wait for these for months. We haven't seen something like this for a while. Amazing. HKD. I believe it's halted again. Yeah. So, but you can recognize those, is what I'm saying. When it went from 20 to, what was it, 80 on that one day, that's how you know that this is a whack. I knew then. I didn't have the alert set up, and still we only would have made 3.7R from our entry on Wednesday. But you know it. You can know it by those extreme movements.
Alert.
There goes GovX a bit. It just broke that broke the high of the day. ROKU with a pretty strong bottom reversal there on the intraday. It looks like we're indicating to open at 2.47. Oh no, sorry, excuse me, 2.47. 200 and no, are you what? Wow, the range on HKD is all the way up to 328.60 on the ask right now. Ooh. We'll have to see where this opens. All right, HKD probably is going to be coming out of the halt soon. And it came out at 229. And is insta-halting again. Is that correct, guys? Are you seeing the same? Yeah. It's like, it was like halted and then like insta-halt. Next one's going to be like insta-halt. Well. All right, was checking out some swing trades just now. How about GovX now? GovX didn't really follow through. MAIA is at 507. TBLT is consolidating, but still in trade. GETY, GETY, failed out. So did AYLA. And some of the other ones we had on watch also just didn't happen. Oh, there's HKD. Okay. I didn't need to pull it up down here because I did have it up already. The PGY trade's not looking likely at all. It's gone way, way, way down, failed all the way down to 17.44. I'm going to take that off of my order book. Cup and handle happening on ROKU from the bottom, potentially for breakout trade to the long side. So watch your shorts on ROKU. Well, I don't think anybody went into that with me, guys. I asked. Ben says Twitter broke 3-month high. Yeah, but it's Twitter. It's locked up in a deal right now. So volatility is going to be crazy on it. Oh, definitely, Ben. When something is up because of a merger or acquisition agreement, it gets locked up in these price ranges, and then when there's material changes in the acquisition, then it corrects either way, but then it gets locked up, and it's so very difficult to trade. acquisitions. If that's something that you like to do and you wanted to master that, then instead of mastering that, all you got to do is buy the ETF MNA, Mergers and Acquisitions, MNA. And they have master traders, arbitrage traders doing mergers and acquisitions trades at the best reward to risk ratios. Yeah, just stop looking at it. It's not able to move freely. HKD is open and halting down again at 180. Wait, what? Wow. Okay, that's where people were probably going to be interested in buying it up again, I think. Possibly. Meanwhile, the market is pretty much in an uptrend on the day on the S&P 500 and on the industrials. The Qs are struggling a little bit with that, but the industrials and the S&P 500 is rallying pretty strong. We should probably see some breakouts and some swing trades, entries happen. All right, guys, from here, I'm going to go back into the group. That's the morning market session, Friday. Last Friday in July. If I don't talk to you again, I'll have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday, August 1st. But otherwise, everybody, if you like to hang out in the live trader lounge, you can. Otherwise, you can just go to the member chat area. All right. See everybody there. You're welcome, guys. Thank you.